Let's kick things off with Donald Trump. He was doing really well with black voters when he was running against Joe Biden, probably because black people don't with ghosts. But Kamala Harris is now stealing back some of Trump's black support. So today, Trump sat down with an interview with the National Association of Black Journalists, and things got off to a rocky start.
A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black district attorneys. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Tough question. But hey, at least this is a good chance for former President Trump to address the concerns of black voters by answering with civility and grace.
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner, a first question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network.
Okay, not a great start talking to a room full of black journalists, but you can still recover.
I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. You invited me under false pretense, and then you were half an hour late, just so we understand. I have too much respect for you to be late.
I
think it's a very nasty question. I have answered the question. I have been the best president for the black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
Better than President Johnson, who signed the Voting Rights Act?
And for you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work, in such a hostile manner, I think it's a disgrace.
Wow. Trump was like, listen up, black people. You're always late. Your microphones are ghetto, and I'm Abraham Lincoln. I mean, I think he just won the black vote. For most politicians or anyone else on earth, that would have been a low point of the interview. But because it's Donald Trump, it somehow got worse.
Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn, and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that
I think somebody should look into that, too, when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
I don't know what's worse, that he thinks she turned from Indian to black, or that he thinks someone should look into that. Like, who should look into that? Like, does he think the FBI is the federal black investigators? I don't think she turned from Indian to black, okay? She's Indian and black. Like, what does he think happens? When the time is right, Indians go into a cocoon and they play some Drake and they come out black. It's very clear that Trump doesn't quite know how to handle Kamala Harris right now. He's trying to find the angle of attack, and today he was hitting her race. Yesterday, he was hitting her age.
She is younger. I mean, she's 60 years old. A lot of people, I didn't realize she was 60. I thought she was a little younger, but she's 60.
I guess Trump just discovered that black don't crack. I mean, this is going to be the first time he does birtherism as a compliment. Like, show us your birth certificate because you don't look a day over 50, okay? So just drop the skincare routine, girl. I bet Trump spent the rest of the day just Googling how old other black people are. Like, Morgan Freeman, 200 years old, question mark? To be fair, Trump does have some substantive criticisms of Kamala, but he can't seem to say them without making it gross and personal. Like when he was asked about how she would do in negotiations with foreign leaders.
How would they consider a Harris presidency? Just in geopolitics.
I think they'll walk all over her. I think they'll look at her. I think they'll walk all over her. She'll be so easy for them. She'll be like a play toy. they look at her and they say, we can't believe we got so lucky. They're going to walk all over her. And I don't want to say as to why, but a lot of people understand it.
He's like, I don't want to say why she'd be a bad president, but, you know, the he and the hoo-ha and the fellas get it. I'm pretty sure Kamala can handle world leaders, okay? I mean, she did just overthrow the president of the United States. And also, nobody was easier to manipulate than Donald Trump. Like, foreign leaders just had to roll out the red carpet, and Trump treated them like a best friend. I mean, Saudi Arabia bone-sawed an American journalist, and Trump was fine with it because they let him touch an orb. I mean, I'm pretty sure none of this is getting to Kamala. Right now, she's on top of the world because she's enjoying life as the Democrats' new messiah.
Atlanta turned up and turned out for Vice President Harris, and a rap star came with a new slogan for campaign merch. Megan Thee Stallion and others made this the largest crowd of Harris's young campaign. More than 10,000 people filled a downtown arena.
Well, Donald, as the saying goes, if you got something to say, say it to my face.
Thousands waited hours to see Harris speak.
Does she make it easier for Democrats to win Georgia in November?
Yes.
Yeah, we're so excited. We don't have to vote for Joe Biden anymore. Boo, Joe Biden, boo. You know, I do feel bad for Biden. Like, everyone's going crazy for Kamala, and he's at home with COVID going, who is Kamala? And I've never seen so much joy for a statistical tie. This is like when people cheer after their plane lands. It's supposed to land, okay? That's the bare minimum. For more on the enthusiasm around the Vice President, Harris, we go live to one of her rallies in Houston with Michael Kosta.
Thanks, Ronny. Thank you.
Michael, what's the feeling down there?
It's electric, Ronny. I haven't seen Democrats this excited since they came out with that 5th COVID booster.
Okay, wow, they do sound pumped, but can the Democrats build on this momentum?
They definitely can, Ronny, and there's only one way to do it. Kamala Harris has to drop out.
Wait, what do you mean she has to drop out? Why? Everyone's enthusiastic about her.
Yeah, well, the excitement's not about her. It's about the newness. You know when that new kid comes to your school and everyone's like, oh, what's his deal? He's not actually cool. He's just new. He's just another loser whose dad happened to get a job near your school. So quit fawning about him, Becky Sullivan. Look, the point is this. Newness goes away, as will this enthusiasm for Kamala. It's not going to be Megan Thee Stallion at her next rally. It's going to be Katy Perry, and not Teenage Dream Katy Perry either. It's going to be her new album, the one that the gays won't even listen to.
Okay, but if Kamala steps away, who will replace her?
Who cares? The new nominee doesn't matter because the Democrats should replace them too. Every week, a new candidate, new excitement. Republicans won't be able to keep up. Oh, you think Gavin Newsom is unfit to be president? Who cares, bitch? We're with Pete Buttigieg now.
Okay, I mean, I do like Pete Buttigieg.
Yeah, well, too bad. He's out because now the candidate is Twisters.
Wait, the movie or like the actual tornado?
It doesn't matter because now it's Gretchen Whitmer.
Okay, Kosta, when does this end? Okay, who's actually going to be the nominee on Election Day?
Well, after Whitmer and Shapiro and Tom Hanks and that Pommel Horse guy, they're finally going to reach the last possible nominee, Joseph Robinette Biden.
Wait, Biden again? That's why this whole thing started.
Yeah, exactly. And as soon as he takes the oath of office, he resigns in favor of his VP, Kamala Harris, and the excitement loop begins again, Ronny.
Wow, how very Buddhist. Michael Kosta, everybody.